Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to yet another artist coaching community Q&A. As many of you know, I have this Facebook group which is called the Artist Coaching Community. In this group, you have the option to do a Q&A every week, so you have an option to send in your questions there. I will take a few of them and answer them on the go. This is the moment where we actually do that. So if you're not a member of that group yet, if you're an artist, if you're a DJ or an EDM producer or whatever, and you have the urge to get some extra information about the music industry, make sure to become a member of that group. I think we're approaching about 1,000 people right now, so there's 1,000 artists right there connecting to each other, talking to each other, and helping each other out. I'm there as well, together with some other big artists. So if you're not a member yet, make sure to become a member. So let's start and dive into one of the questions that came in. Let's see. By the way, NASA Ricks on Instagram, it's on Facebook. It's called the Artist Coaching Community. Okay, the first question that came in. Do you include anything else when you send out emails with your demo in it? I mean, not only the demo, but also the bio pictures and references. Well, I wouldn't put too much in it, because if the email becomes too long, the other artist which you're sending it to is probably not going to read it. So I would keep it briefly. So just briefly introduce yourself and then just put in the link which works, because it happens a lot that I get a track or another artist gets a track and they click on the link. So you finally have their attention. Then they click on the link and the link is broken. It's not working. So that's not what you want, because the opportunity that you got might disappear afterwards. So make sure the link you sent is working. Do big DJs even listen to promos nowadays? Because I've sent my song to approximately 30 DJs. I personalized my emails. I kept it simple and clear, but I only got one listen on SoundCloud and one reply in 1 week. Is it something that I'm doing wrong, or is it just takes more time for them to listen to my track? Well, some do have the time and listen to demos. Some really don't anymore. I think it's a matter of priorities and the fact that a lot of those guys are having a busy schedule. Most DJs actually get their tracks sent by labels through promo emails as well, but they get it from labels and they tend to listen to those tracks quicker, because they've already been to a check, so they know 100% sure that it's going to be a great track and it will probably fit their set. So yeah, some people do, some people don't. Don't worry about it too much, but keep doing it and make sure you send it out to as many people as possible to get as many responses as possible. How do you overcome perfectionism and the instant gratification monster to finish more music? Any tips to keep the production flow moving would be great. Interesting question, because this is something I'm really, really big about. Perfection can be beaten when you start to work on yourself. And that's why I think coaching is so important to anyone in the world right now. You need to find out how things work from you on the inside. Like, you need to know how this little thing works, how your brain works. It's an inside game. And in this case, when we talk about perfectionism, you are your own worst enemy. There's literally no one telling you that you shouldn't release your music or that it's bad or whatever. Most of the times, you are the one stopping yourself. So I would definitely recommend you to start working on yourself, read about self-help books, maybe go visit a coach, do anything that within your possibilities to become more aware of how you work, because the more you know about yourself, the more efficient you start to work, especially in the studio as well. By the way, to everyone who's checking in on the Instagram live stream, what's up, people? We're doing a Q&A from the Artist Coaching Community here. So I'm just answering a few of the questions that came in. If you're not a member yet, and if you're an artist who has questions as well, make sure to go over to the Facebook page of Artist Coaching and become a member there, because that's where you get the opportunity to ask the questions. What's the difference between artist management, talent agency, and bookings agency? Which one do we need and when do we need to be one on these? Well, a management agency is a management, so that will be useful when you feel that you need a management in your career. In my opinion, you only need a manager when you feel like you can't handle the pressure anymore of all the other workload, like all the things that you have to do, like paperwork and stuff. You as an artist have to focus on making music. And if the paperwork and financial part is becoming too much, you need to make sure that you find a manager to do that for you, so you can start working and finishing, focusing on your music. I'm not really sure what a talent agency is, so I can't tell you that much about it. And a booking agency is something like where bookers are located. So if you feel like you need a booker, I wouldn't recommend go out to look for a booker, because most bookers will find you when the moment is right. Like when your career is becoming big enough and when you become interesting enough as an artist, that's when bookers will start to find you. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend you to go out to them and look them up. Thanks, Nazarix. Great. Okay, so other ones, where are they? Tips for artists to be more engaging on social posts. I'm not really sure how to interpret this question. If you want to become more engaging yourself, you should just spend more time on social media and engage more on those pages. So start leaving more comments, start interacting with those people. And if you want to have more engagement on your own page, make sure to make that you are making content for the people who are following you. Like, make sure it's like amusing or they can learn something from it, but both of those two things, because most of the time when people make content, they do it for themselves and not for their audience. So make sure that when you put out content as an artist, it's interesting for your crowd and not just for you. I would like to ask you, what should one do if he can't decide whether to start releasing music under his artist name or go after offering services for others? My main goal is the first part. I'm in this place right now. Obviously, I want to start releasing songs, but on the other hand, experience plus some extra cash would come good by mixing, producing others, make songs for commercials, indie games, blah, blah, blah. Thanks in advance. This is a really interesting point as well, because you should realize that as an artist, you are a company and you need to make a profit as well. Like, you need to earn money because you want to make a living out of it. So if you aren't earning enough money with just releasing your music or doing gigs, you have different skill sets which you can use to make money as well. Mixing services, mastering services, co-producing, ghost producing, all those kind of things are things that you can charge money for and which you can create a decent income out of too. So I wouldn't make a choice between the two. I would just combine them and try to find a balance between them. Because it's not a bad thing at all to make music and offer other services on the side as well. This is something which is really interesting and which is really useful to anyone, so pay attention. I'm subscribed to the Sam Feld newsletter. I recently received investing. I don't know that much about investing, so I don't think I'm the right person to advise you on this. What should be the next step after submitting your song to different stores and also to different playlists on Spotify? Okay, so what you want to do when you've submitted your music to all the stores and to the playlists is you want to make sure that you send it out to as many DJs as possible as well. Because when DJs start supporting your tracks, they become ambassadors of your sound. So that's a really important thing. Aside from playlisting, send your music to DJs as well. Radio DJs, but also like club DJs, festival DJs. Even like the DJs close to you, like the local DJs. Anyone who's playing your track in the club or in the podcast, they are becoming an ambassador of your music. Create social media posts that are engaging enough for the crowd, and follow up on the people that you've sent your music to, because some people just forget to reply, or maybe you've ended up on the top of the pile. Keep pushing them. That will be my advice in this case. Let me see. Yeah, those were the questions for this week actually. And again, to everyone who has recently checked in on the live stream on my Instagram page, these questions have been sent in the Artist Coaching Community Facebook group. So if you want to get the opportunity to send in questions as well, there's a weekly opportunity in the Facebook group. So if you're not a member yet, head over to Facebook, type in Artist Coaching Community and become a member. We're reaching almost 1,000 people there, so 1,000 artists. It's growing and growing, and it's a great place where beautiful things happen. So thanks again, guys. I hope you guys have been well. Let me know what you think about these kind of live streams and about these kind of Q&As. I love doing them, and I feel like you guys are getting value out of it every week. So I'm definitely up for keep doing it in the future. For now, I want to thank you all, and I'll see you next week. Have a great one. Bye.